questions and answers from GATE questions. This is one of the question asked in GATE 2019. In the circuit shown, what are the values of F? We want to find the output F when the value of enable equal to 0 and enable equal to 1 respectively. 4 possible answers are given. So first let us check when enable equal to 0, what is the value of F? Second step, let us check when enable equal to 1, what is the value of F? Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible? Oh, sorry, just a minute. Is the screen visible now? Sorry, I forgot to make one option. That is why the screen is not previously visible. Now, this is a question asked from GATE 2019 question paper. So in the given question, we want to know what is the value of output F when the value of enable equal to 0 and enable equal to 1 respectively. In the circuit, one NAND gate given, one NOR gate given, one inverter is given, the input is D, and we have an enable signal and output F, and we have one PMOS transistor and NMOS transistor. Now we are going to find the answer in 2 steps. The first step, we are going to check the answer when enable equal to 0. Second step, we are going to discuss the answer when enable equal to 1. Now, when enable equal to 0, if enable equal to 0, the input for the NAND gate, one of the input is 0. For the NAND gate, if one input is 0, irrespective of the another input, the output will be 1. This is the truth table of a NAND gate. Now, since the output of this NAND gate is 1, the PMOS transistor gate terminal is getting logic 1. As a result, it is off. So the output of the NAND gate is 1, and as a result, the PMOS transistor is off. Now, the NOR gate. The NOR gate is getting the enable signal via the inverter. When the enable equal to 0, output of this inverter is 1. For the NOR gate, if one input is 1, irrespective of the another input, the output will be always 0. Since the output of NOR gate is 0, the NMOS transistor is also off. Since both PMOS and NMOS transistors are off, the output F is floating. That means the F is neither connected to VDD nor connected to the ground. As a result, the output F is floating. We can say in other words high impedance. So when enable equal to 0, we have observed that output of NAND gate is 1, output of NOR gate is 0, PMOS is off, NMOS is off, both transistors are open. As a result, the output F equal to high impedance. Now we have completed the first part. When enable equal to 0, the answer is high impedance. Next, when enable equal to 1, for the NAND gate, if one input is 1, the another input will be available in the output in the form of inverted form. For example, for the NAND gate, one input is 1. Another input is 0 means here we will have 1. Another input is 1 means here we will have 0. So for the NAND gate, I am having 1 and here I am having D. Or in other words, for the AND gate, if we have 1 and D, the answer is D. For the NAND gate, we can say it as D dash. So in any way we can understand. So 1 and D as an input for the NAND gate provides the output as D dash. At the same time, when enable equal to 1, output of inverter is 0. For the NOR gate, one input is 0, another input is D. If it is OR gate, 0 plus D is D. For NOR gate, it will become D dash. Now, when enable equal to 1, we have observed that the output of NAND gate is D dash. Output of NOR gate is also D dash. Now, this PMOS and NMOS, both are getting the same input D dash. Or we can see this part of the circuit as an inverter, which forms one PMOS transistor, one NMOS transistor, with both transistors are getting the same input D dash. So for the inverter, if the input is D dash, output F we can easily predict, that is D. So the output of the circuit is B. Now we can say the final answer. When enable equal to 0, the output F is high impedance. When enable equal to 1, the output F equal to D. So the correct answer is option A. So this is one of the interesting question. Next, another question from GATE 2019 question paper. A circuit is given. A and B are the inputs. F is the output. We want to know what is the function of the circuit. That means we want to analyze for all possible values of A and B, what will be the value of F. That means for A and B equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. For all the 4 possible input combinations, what will be the answer of F? If we know, then we can say what is the functionality. Now, the circuit is read on for simplicity. Actually, in the circuit, this gate terminal is getting input from B. So we have taken gate input as B. This NMOS transistor gate terminal is getting the input from A. So for this, we have given the gate terminal input as A. This A and B available as such. So small modification we have done, small rearrangement we have done for simplicity, for easy viewing. Now, let us analyze the first combination 0, 0. When A and B both are 0, 0, that means this PMOS and second PMOS both are on. When both the PMOS are on, the output F is connected to VDD. That means output F equal to 1. So we have completed the first case. When A and B both are 0, 0, the two PMOS are in on condition. This VDD is connected to F. So output F equal to 1, the first condition. Now I am going to the next condition. A equal to 0, B equal to 1. A equal to 0 means first PMOS is on. B equal to 1 means next PMOS is off. So in the series path, first one is on, second one is off. So there is no connectivity. So VDD cannot connect to F. Next, the NMOS side. When A equal to 0, this particular NMOS is off. When B equal to 1, this NMOS is on. For this NMOS, we have connected A. This A is equal to 0. So this 0 is available in the output F. So the output is 0. Next, when A equal to 1, B equal to 0. A equal to 1 means this transistor is on. When this transistor is on, the B value is available in F. B here available as 0. So this 0 is available in F. So the third combination also the output is 0. The last combination 1, 1. When both A and B are 1, that means both PMOS are off, both NMOS are on. and both A and B are 1. That means this one is connected to F. So I am summarizing. When both A and B are 0, both PMOS are on. So VDD is available in F. The last combination. When both A and B are equal to 1, both PMOS are off, both NMOS are on, and the value connected is 1 on. As a result, the output F is 1. In all other case, it is 0. Can any of you tell me what is the logic of this truth table through chat box? Yes, it is correct. The answer is XNOR gate. Next interesting question from GATE 2018 question paper. One logic circuit is given. We want to find what is the logic function of f of x comma y, which is taken in this place. So in this place, we want to know what is the output. 4 possible answers are given, whether it is NOR, AND, NAND, or XOR. Let us analyze the operation of this circuit. When x and y both are 0, when x and y both are 0, let us take this as P1, this as P2, this as P3, this is P4, similarly N1, N2, N3, N4. So for all the cases, simply we are finding which transistor is on, which transistor is off. So the basic logic, the PMOS transistor will be on when it is getting gate terminal input equal to 0. The NMOS transistor will become on when its gate terminal getting 1. So by using this logic, we can fill a table. After filling the table, we can see the final output. For example, when the both x and y both are equal to 0. When both x and y are equal to 0, we are seeing that f of x comma y, it is also 0. Similarly, when both x and y both are equal to 1, when both x and y both are equal to 1, these two NMOS transistors are on. I am telling for the fourth case, both x and y equal to 1. When both x and y equal to 1, this transistor input is x, this NMOS input is y. So when both are 1, this NMOS both are on. 2 NMOS available in series is on. That means output F is connected to the ground via these 2 transistors. So I can say the output is 0. Similarly, we can analyze all the 4 combinations. And by seeing the table, it is very clear this function is XOR function. So whenever we have a circuit, we can give all possible inputs. We can analyze which transistors are on, which transistors are off. We can find the final output. By seeing the answer, we can predict the function. In this case, the function is XOR function. Next, another question from GATE 2018. One function based on 3 variables is given here. Now, it is available in the form of sum of products. This sum of products, we want to convert it as product of sum. It is actually a simple problem only. Can any of you tell me out of the 4 options, the given equation represents a function f in the sum of product form? We want to represent the same function in POS, product of sum form. So out of the option A, B, C, D, can you guess which one is right? Option A is not correct. Option A is not correct. If you are using a mobile phone, all of you use your mobile phone in portrait mode so that you can see the full screen. It is very simple. Let me come to the steps. Actually, the given equation, the first A bar, B bar, C bar, that is 0, 0, 0, corresponding to the min term 0. Then A bar, B, C bar, 0, 1, 0, corresponding to the min term 2. Then A, B bar, C bar, corresponding to the min term 1, 0, 0, 4. So the given question we can write in min term form as M 0, 2, 4. So min terms are used for sum of products. For product of sum, we have to use max terms. So for max terms, we have to take the another missing terms. So we have the 3 variable. That means we have the values from 0 to 7. So 0 to 7 except 0 to 4. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 will be the max terms. So for this max terms, we want to write the product of sums. For example, 1 we will write it as 0, 0, 1. In product of sum, everything will be in reverse. Then we have to remember. So this represents 0. This represents another 0. This represents 1 in the POS form. Usually, most of us will be familiar with SOP form. So POS form will be just opposite. The next term 3. 3 represented as 0, 1, 1. So how to represent 0, 1, 1? This is 0, this is 1, this is 1. Next to 5, 1, 0, 1. This is 1, this is 0, this is 1. Next to 6, 1, 1, 0. This is 1, this is 1, this is 0. Finally 7, 1, 1, 1. So in POS, we will take just opposite logic of SOP. So since the steps are very simple, the given expression written in min term form, we have only 3 terms, 0 to 4. All other terms are the max terms. We are writing the max terms in POS form. So the correct answer for this question is C. Actually, this is simple question. The problem is usually we follow SOP form frequently. So many of you may not remember POS form. So you can remember now. This is another good question from GATE 2018. A 4 variable Boolean function is realized using 4 to 1 multiplexers. 2 multiplexers are given and 4 variables U, V, W, X. The output of the 4 variable is represented as the function of U, V, W, X. We want to know what is the final output F for this arrangement. Now, for getting the answer, first we want to find what is the output of the first multiplexer. Then we want to find what is the output of second multiplexer. So we want to do it in 2 steps. So for the first multiplexer, I think all of you know the function of multiplexer, just I am briefing. 4:1 multiplexer will have 4 inputs, 2 select lines, 1 output. One of this input will be selected to the output based on the select lines. For example, if the select line is 0, 0, the input I0 is available in the output. When it is 0, 1, I1 is available in the output. When 1, 0, I2 is available in the output. When 1, 1, I3 is available in the output. So the table is given. For 0, 0, I0 is available. I0 is connected to ground. So F1 is 0. So this place I am taking it as F1. 0, 1. 0, 1 means I1 is available in the output. For I1, VCC is connected. So output is 1. 1, 0. I2 is available in the output. I2 equal to VCC. So the output is 1. 1, 1. I3 is available in the output. I3 is connected to 0. So I am summarizing the first table for the select lines S1, S0 with UV. 0, 0 means I0, 0, 1, I1, 1, 0, I2, 1, 1, I3. I0 and I3 are connected to 0. I1 and I2 are connected to 1. So we got these values. So this is the answer for the first multiplexer. Now, the second multiplexer. So here I am getting the output F1. So I0 and I1 are connected to F1, I2 and I3 are connected to ground. So for the second multiplexer, in the same way, the select lines are connected to W and X. 0, 0 means this I0 is the answer. 0, 1, I1 is the answer. For both I0 and I1, the input is the output of previous multiplexer, that is F1. So in this place, I am having F1. So 0, 0, 0, 1, I0, I1, I am writing it as F1 as the answer. When Wx is 1, 0, I2 will be the output. I2 is connected to ground. Similarly, I3 is also connected to ground. So 1, 0, 1, 1. Output is connected to I2 and I3. Actually, it is connected to ground. So 0, 0. So this is the clue. If you are able to form these two tables, from these two tables, it is very easy to find the final answer F. From these two tables, can you guess what is the final answer? Now, the output of the first multiplexer, F1. So by seeing this table, we can write the function F1 is equal to U bar V plus UV bar. Actually, it is the XOR function. With two inputs U and V, I am writing it as U bar V plus UV bar. So this is for F1. Now, here in the second case, so in the place of F1, we can assume U bar V plus UV bar. So the output will be equal to, so Wx, both are 0, 0, the output is F1. So I'm writing W bar, X bar corresponding to 0, 0 into F1. So the output is F1 plus, next case 0, 1, W bar X into F1. So remaining two case 0, no need to write. We are forming the SOP form. So by simplifying this, we can take W bar F1. We can substitute the value of F1 in this equation. So we will get this equation. So if you see this equation, the answer is the answer C out of the 4 possible answer given. So I am showing the original question once again. So this is the question available. We have found what is the answer of F, and we have seen that the answer F is equal to the option C. So the steps are very simple. We want to find what is the output of first multiplexer, based on which we want to find the final output. Just we are comparing the answer and we are finding the final answer is equal to C, option C. The next interesting question paper, interesting question from 2018 question paper. It is something different. All of you listen the question carefully. The logic gates shown in the digital circuit below use strong pull-down NMOS transistor for low level at the outputs. When the pull-downs are off, high value resistors set at output logic levels to high. That is, pull-ups are weak. Note that some nodes are intensely sorted to implement wired logic. Such sorted nodes will be high only if output of all the gates whose output sorted are high. The thing is, usually we will not short circuit the output of two gates. It is a question where we are using the wired logic, where we have connected the output of two gates using a short circuit connection. So for this circuit, we want to find the output Y. So if there is no such connection, then it becomes very simple question. Since it is having a wired logic where the outputs are directly sorted, so we have to carefully examine to find the final answer Y. And after finding the equation of Y, the question is number of distance values of x3, x2, x1, x0, that is this 4-bit input combination. So the 4 input variable can give 16 possible combinations starting from 4 zeros. The last combination will be 4 ones. We have 2 power 4, 16 combinations. Out of the 16 combinations, for how many combinations the output Y will be equal to 1? So this is the question. So first we will write the equation Boolean expression for y. After writing the Boolean expression for y, we will check for how many combinations the output y will be equal to 1. So if we are able to write the Boolean expression for y, the problem is almost over. The last step will be simple. So this place, the output, the input for this AND gate in this node, we will consider it as A. So this A, the output of this XOR gate, X1, X2. So the output of this XOR gate in this place is X1, XOR, X2. Here, the output of this inverter is X3 bar. So in this place, in this location, what I have is the product of two, X1, XOR, X2 into X3 bar. So the point A represented as X1, XOR, X2 into X3 bar. Now, this point B again having the void logic where the output of AND gate and the output of inverter both are connected. So the output of this AND gate will be, in this point already I have A as input, in this point I have X0. So the output of this AND gate is A dot X0. So A, this part is A, X1, XOR, X2 into X3. So up to this it is A into X0. This is the output of AND gate in this point. So the output at point B, so this overall output, the output of this AND gate, it is given in the square brackets. So the square bracket represents the output of AND gate in this point. Now the value at point B, it will be the output of AND gate dot X0 bar. Here I have X0, in this place X0 bar available. So the value at B is into X0 bar. So if we simplify the equation, we have X0 dot X0 bar. So it will become 0. So the conclusion is here we have 0. Then this X3 is available as an input for this OR gate. So the output of OR gate X3, this X3 available here. In this point we have X3. In the previous step we have seen B equal to 0. So 0 plus X3, the output Y is X3. So the answer for the given circuit, the output function Y equal to X3. So if we write the truth table with X0, X1, X2, X3, whenever X3 equal to 1, the output will be equal to 1. We can count that out of the 16 combinations, in 8 combinations, X3 will be equal to 1. So Y will be high for 8 combinations. So 4 variable truth table will have 16 combinations. In the 16 combinations, 8 combinations of X3 will be equal to 1, 8 combinations of X3 will be equal to 0. When X3 equal to 1, Y equal to 1. So the final answer is the Y will be high for 8 combinations. It is a tricky question. Another interesting question from GATE 2017. The NAND gates have non-zero unequal propagation delays. The present input condition P equal to Q equal to 0. That means, so presently we have P equal to 0, Q equal to 0. Then we are changing the value of both P and Q to 1 simultaneously. So what will be the value of X and Y? This is the question. Again, this is also a tricky question. Let us analyze this circuit. So as per the question, the initial value is P equal to 0, Q equal to 0. When both P and Q equal to 0, can you guess what will be the value of X and Y? Please tell your answer in the chat box. For the initial condition alone, I have given P equal to 0, Q equal to 0. When both P and Q equal to 0, what is the value of X and Y? Please give your answers through chat box. I am repeating the question. P equal to 0, Q equal to 0. When P equal to 0 and Q equal to 0, what is the value of X and Y? Already we have seen for the NAND gate, if one input is 0, no need to check the another input. The output will be 1. So this is the first NAND gate. P equal to 0 means output equal to 1. Similarly, for the second NAND gate, Q equal to 0 means output equal to 1. So if you write the truth table of AND gate, when one input is 0, we will say the output is 0. Similarly, for the NAND gate, we can say when one input is 0, the output is 1. So by seeing one input equal to 0, without checking another input, I can write output equal to 1. The same logic applicable for second NAND gate. So initial condition, when both P equal to 0, Q equal to 0, the output equal to 1. But the question is, we are changing the input simultaneously to P equal to 1, Q equal to 1. So what will be the value of X and Y? So what we have got is the initial values. This is not our final answer. Now let us analyze the finalized answer. So the final answer is the tricky part. All of you listen carefully. Now I am changing the value of P and Q, both value to 1 simultaneously. So already we have seen that the previous outputs are 1 and 1 from the previous slide. When P equal to 0, Q equal to 0, we have seen that X equal to 1 and Y equal to 1, that I am taking it as past values. I have shown inside the brackets. Now I am giving P equal to 1, Q equal to 1. This is the new value. While we are giving 1 as a new value and this Y available here as 1. So if this becomes 1, so both values are 1 for NAND gate. If it is AND gate 1 and 1, 1. For NAND gate 1, 1, it will become 0. That means here I will have 0. This is one case. So I am saying that X equal to 0 and Y equal to 1. This is this case. X equal to 0, Y 1. This is one possibility. And another possibility I am telling. Here already I have 1. This one comes here. If this one comes here, this one and this one, output Y will become 0. If output Y becomes 0, so this 0 available here, X will be 1. So both the NAND gates, as per the question, it is having unequal delays. We don't know which gate is having high delay, which gate is having no delay. I am showing the question once again. Both NAND gates have non-zero unequal propagation delays. For example, one NAND gate may have 1 nanosecond delay, another NAND gate may have 2 nanosecond delay, but we don't know the delay of the NAND gates, but it is unequal. This is the initial condition when P equal to 0 and Q equal to 0, output both X and Y equal to 1. I think all of you will be familiar in this case. Now listen carefully the last case. So suppose if this gate is working first with less delay. So this one is taken, that means Y equal to 1. This one comes here, X becomes 0. So X may be 0 and Y equal to 1. Suppose this is having less delay. This X is coming. So X is 1. When X equal to 1, so the output Y becomes 0. So we have two answers. X may be 1 and Y equal to 0, or X may be 0 and Y equal to 1. Two possible answers are there. We do not know either the case 1 or case 2. So as per the question, we are given 4 options. So out of the 4 options, now you can easily say the final answer is answer B. So that is why I have told it is a tricky question. We have to evaluate properly. I think it is clear for all of you. Next question. This is from GATE 2017. A 4-bit shift register for right shift operation. As per the connection it is connected. We have A, B, C, D 4 bits. A and D are connected to XOR gate. The output is connected back to the A, and here we have the clock. Now, if the present state of the shift register is 1101, assume the present state of shift register 4 bits A, B, C, D equal to 1101. As per the circuit diagram, after how many clock cycles the value of A, B, C, D will be equal to 1111. So we want to analyze the circuit, then only we can find. So the clue given is present state value we know 1101. Based on the present state and the given diagram, we have to calculate next state continuously until we are getting a state 1111. So from the state up to get the state 1111, we have to count the number of clock cycles. That is the answer. So the initial value is 1101 as per the question. From the circuit diagram, we can see an XOR gate with connection from A and D. So A XOR D is acting as D in. And B, A value is transferred to B, B value is transferred to C, C value is transferred to D from the diagram. So A is transferred to B, B is transferred to C, C is transferred to D. So initial state is 1101. That means this 110, it is transferred here, 110. So the value of ABC becomes BCD. The new value of A, that is given by A XOR D. A is 1, D is 1. So 1 XOR 1, it is 0. So A is 0. Similarly, the next step, this 0, 1, 1, ABC is shifted to BCD, 0, 1, 1. The new value of A is given by A XOR D. A is 0, D is 0, 0 XOR 0, 0. This 0, 0, 1 shifted to BCD 0, 0, 1. So we are repeating the steps. While repeating the same steps, finally at one point of time we are getting 4 ones. So for the purpose of saving time, I have not explained all the steps. We can work out later in the same way. So we are getting 4 ones at the 10th clock cycle. So the answer is we need 10 clock cycles for changing from the initial state to the required final step. So simply we have to work step by step by seeing the circuit connections. So the correct answer is we need 10 clock cycles. Don't count the initial clock cycle. This is the initial state. So we need only 10 clock cycles. Next question. It is actually a very simple question. Asked in GATE 2017. Sometimes we can expect a simple question also. The question, we have an expression. The minterms are given. F equal to M0 plus M2 plus M3 plus M5 corresponding to a 3 variable problem ABC. Also it is given that A is the MSB, C is LSB. We want to write the function F and we want to check out of the 4 combinations which is right. Can any of you try and tell it? This is a simple function. This is a 3 variable problem. We have the minterms 0, 2, 3, 5. So 0, the position 0, position 2, position 3, position 5. Simply we will draw the K-map. So after drawing the K-map, we can write the equations. After writing the equations from this K-map, it is very simple that answer B. It is matching to the problem. It is a straightaway question. There is no complexity in this question as such. Next question from GATE 2016. A circuit, logic circuit is given. We want to know what is the output Y. The input is B, B bar, A. So we want to know what is the output Y. Can any of you try or guess the answer for this question? It is not tough, not easy, moderate question. Let us analyze the circuit. Actually, the circuit is redrawn for simplicity so that we can view easily. The given diagram is redrawn. So here the letter is not clear, so I have typed again. The input here is B, here B bar. Both transistors are NMOS. When A equal to 0, B equal to 0. When B equal to 0, B bar equal to 1. That means this NMOS is connected to ground. So the output Y equal to 0. When A equal to 0, B equal to 1, please tell me what is the value of Y. First combination I have given the answer 0, 0. When both are 0, here I have 0, here I have 1. This NMOS is on, so I have told that this ground is connected to Y, so output Y is 0. For 0, 1, what is the value of Y? For 0, 1 is again 0. B is 1. When B is 1 and A is 0, the output is 0. Similarly, 1, 0 also 0. The final answer, when both A and B equal to 1. When both A and B equal to 1. When both A and B equal to 1, the second transistor is off. The transistor 1 is on. Output Y is connected to A. A equal to 1 means output Y equal to 1. So after analyzing the circuit by seeing the truth table, we can find the answer. What is this truth table? This is AND gate. So option A. This is another interesting question from GATE 2016. Minimum number of 2-input NAND gates required to implement 2-input XOR gate. That means we want to implement XOR gate using NAND gates. So minimum how many number of 2-input NAND gates are required to implement 2-input XOR gates? Tell me the count through chat box. We are getting some answers. So if you know directly, you can tell the number. Now I will give the answer through circuit diagram so that you can understand the reason clearly. Now see this diagram. We have used only the NAND gates. The output of the first NAND gate will be AB bar. This AB bar is given as input to these points. Here we have the input as A. Here we have the input as B. So you calculate the output of the two NAND gates. The output of the two NAND gates are given as input for the final NAND gate, and simplify your expression. After simplifying the expression, you can see the output F will be equal to A bar B plus AB bar. I have not given the steps for saving time. You can make a note of this diagram after completing the session. Please all of you verify through Boolean expressions and simplifications. So from this diagram, we are seeing that 2-input XOR gate can be implemented using 4 2-input NAND gates. This is the minimum circuit diagram. We have a circuit diagram using 5 NAND gates also, but the question is minimum number. So the minimum number is 4. Less than 4 we cannot implement. So you may not get the answer because I have not shown the steps. I have given the clue. So here we know what is output. In this place we have AB bar. Here we have A. Here we have B. We can calculate the output in this place. Output of the next NAND gate. These two outputs are given as input for the final NAND gate. We can calculate the output Y and we can simplify and you verify this answer. So the correct answer is 4 NAND gates. Another question is a 5-variable K-map. For the given question, we want to calculate what is the output. But the question is actually a simple question. Usually 5-variable K-map will be somewhat difficult. But this question is actually a simple question. We can guess the answer through chat box. So here we have these two ones and bottom two ones. So these two ones, these 4 ones can be grouped. So after grouping these 4, we will have it as Q S bar X. These two one can be grouped as Q S bar X. Similarly, these two one and these two one, these 2 plus 2, these 4 ones can be grouped as Q bar S X bar. So the answer is B. Why I am telling it as a simple question means we do not have combination from the first group to second group. We can work both the groups individually and we can find, since it is a question like that, sometimes we may have combination from first group to second group also. So at that time it will take some extra time, but as such this question is a very simple question where we can find the answer quickly. Next question from GATE 2016. This question I am giving to you as quiz. I will not give the answer. You find it by yourself. Just I am giving the question. 2 multiplexers available, 2 NOR gates available, 2 inverters available. As per the question, multiplexer is having delay of 2 nanoseconds. Sorry. NOR gates are having 2 nanosecond delay. Multiplexer are having 1.5 nanosecond delay. Inverters are having 1 nanosecond delay. NOR gate, multiplexer and inverter are having 2, 1.5, 1 nanosecond respectively, the delays. If all the inputs P, Q, R, S, T are applied at the same time instant, what is the maximum propagation delay to get the output Y? So this is the question. You can calculate the answer as your quiz and you can find yourself. The answer is not provided here. Next interesting question from GATE 2016. A circuit is shown. The delay of bubbled NAND gate. It is 2 nanosecond. That of the counter is assumed to be 0. If the clock frequency is 1 gigahertz, then the counter behaves as, it is a 3-bit synchronous counter. We have the output Q0, Q1, Q2. Q2 is the MSB. Q0 is LSB. Q0 is connected to the NAND gate with bubble. Q1, Q2 connected directly. The output of this NAND gate is connected to reset. Now the question is whether the counter is acting as mod 5 or mod 6 or mod 8 counter. Actually, there is a typing mistake. Mod 6 is available 2 times. Okay. Whether it is mod 5 or mod 6 or mod 8 counter, any guess? By seeing the diagram, I am repeating once again. This is a 3-bit synchronous counter. Output is having 3 bits. Q0 is LSB, Q2 is MSB. Q2, Q1 connected directly. Q0 is connected via a bubble, that is inverter. So the operation is 3-bit synchronous counter is basically acting as mod counter. Suppose if there are no other connections are available. Now, when here I have 1 MSB Q2, Q1 is also 1, Q0 is 0, 1 1 0. When the input for this NAND gate is 1 1 and 0, the output here will be 0. That means it will be reset. But again, there is a trick available in this question. It is not simplified question because they are given the delay of NAND gate is 2 nanoseconds. The clock frequency is 1 gigahertz. So if we don't consider this 2 nanosecond delay and clock frequency, we can say after 110 it is reset, but it is not like that. We will analyze this circuit. It is a tricky question. All of you listen carefully. The time period of clock is 1 nanosecond because 1 gigahertz clock. Delay of NAND gate is 2 nanoseconds. So this NAND gate will take 2 nanoseconds after getting 110 here to produce a 0 output here. But in this 2 nanosecond time, this counter will count another 2 counts after 110. That is 111 and 000. That means since the delay of this gate is more, actually it is working as a mod 8 counter. So it is a tricky question. I am repeating once again. So here when it is getting 110, this output will become 0, so it will reset. But this NAND gate will produce the output 0 only after 2 nanoseconds after 110. By that time the counter will have completed all the counts. So the correct answer for this question is mod 8 counter because the clock frequency is very high, 1 gigahertz clock. So it is counting with time period of 1 nanoseconds. Hope all of you are understanding. It is mod 8 counter since the clock frequency is 1 gigahertz with 1 nanosecond time period and gate is having extra delay of 2 nanoseconds. So the answer is mod 8 counter. It is a tricky question. Next question from GATE 2016. All digital gates shown in this circuit are ideal. The resistor R equal to 10 kilo ohm. Supply voltage is 5 volt. D flip-flop D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 are initialized with logic values 01, 010 initially. Clock with 30% duty cycle. Now the average power dissipated in the resistor R we want to calculate. Let us analyze this circuit. Listen carefully. So as per the circuit, the initial values of the 5 D flip-flops are 01, 010. It is given in the question. 01010 are initial values. So we have taken the output as 01010. The final output Y, it is the output, final output, let us consider it as Y, which is the output of OR gate. OR gate is getting the input from the output of flip-flop 3 and 5. So Q3 plus Q5 equal to Y. Q3 in this place, Q5 in this place. So Q3 plus Q5 is output of OR gate. Also, this Q5 is given as the input for the first D flip-flop. So the values are simply shifted. 0110 initial value. So I am taking the first 4 values. 0101. It is available as Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. This Q5 value is available as Q1. Next, 0010. This becomes Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. 0, 0, 1, 0. Q5 is available as Q1. So this value is repeated. The output Y is calculated as Q3 plus Q5. Q3 0, Q5 0, 0 plus 0, 0. In the next clock, Q3 1, Q5 1, 1 plus 1 is 1. Next clock, 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. So the output waveform, it is drawn. So during clock 0, output is 0. So during clock 0, the output is 0. During clock 1, the output is 1 from T2 to T. In clock 2, the output is 0. In clock 3 and 4, the output is 1. In clock 5, it is 0. And the pattern will repeat if we repeat. So the first step is to find the value of output Y and then to draw it as a waveform, because we want to calculate the average power dissipated in the resistor. After getting the waveform, we are finding the average power for the waveform starting from 0 to 5t using the equation. And after simplifying the equation, we can get 1.5 milliwatt. So I am repeating, I am summarizing the steps. We got 5 flip-flops, D flip-flops. We have seen the connection D1 connected to D2, D2 to D3, D3 to D4, D4 to D5, D5 connected back to D1. The initial values are 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. We have taken. It is shifted as per the circuit diagram. And we are calculating the Y as per the OR gate connection Q3 plus Q5. After finding the pattern, we are drawing the output Y as a waveform. For this waveform, we are calculating the power, average power. We are getting 1.5 milliwatt. Next, GATE 2016 question paper. This is another interesting question. 4 to 1 multiplexer is used for generating output carry of a full adder. All of you know what is full adder, the function of output carry also. A and B are the bits to be added. C in is the input carry, C out is the output carry. A and B are used as select bits in this diagram, and A is the most significant bit, S1, and B is the LSB, S0. Now, we want to know what should be the values of the 4 inputs, I0, I1, I2, I3, so that the output of multiplexer will be equal to the function of C out. Can you guess the answer? I am repeating the question. We want the full adder carry output as the output of this 4:1 multiplexer. The inputs A and B are already connected. We have one extra input carry, C in, that we don't know where to connect. So we have to find where to connect C in this circuit, so that the output of this circuit is C out of, that is the carry out of full adder. This is also a moderately easy question. Let us analyze this circuit. We know the truth table of full adder. We have taken only the output carry. This is as per the question. Now, after drawing the truth table for the output carry, we are seeing that when A and B both are equal to 0, the output carry equal to 0. So A equal to 0, B equal to 0 means output carry equal to 0. So when both A and B are 0 in the circuit, we know that the multiplexer, 4:1 multiplexer, will select I0 as output. That means we have to conclude that we have to connect 0 in the I0, then only output will be 0 when S1, S0 equal to 0, 0. So when S1, S0, AB is 0, 0, output should be 0. So for making output to be 0, I want to connect I0 to 0. This is the first step. Similarly, when AB equal to 0, 1, the third and fourth rows, the output carry equal to input carry. C in equal to 0 means C out 0. C in equal to 1 means C out 1. So I am finding that when A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, the I1 should be connected to C in. If I1 is connected to C in, when S1 S0 equal to 0 1, the C in will be available in C out. That means C in 0 means C out 0. C in 1 means C out 1. From the table we are finding the answer. C in 0, C out 0. C in 1 means C out 1. Then next combination A and B is 1 0. That is the fifth and sixth rows. A, B, 1 0. Here also C in equal to 0 means C out 0. C in equal to 1 means C out 1. So I2 should be connected to C in. When I2 is connected to C in, the C out will get C in answer. C out will get 0 means 0, 1 means 1. The last case A and B 1, 7th and 8th rows, both A0 and B equal to 1. When both A and B are 1, the output is 1. That means I am finding that I3 should be connected to 1. So we have found that I0 is 0, I3 is 1, I1 and I2 are C in. So here I want to connect 0 and here I want to connect 1 and here we want to connect C in. So that is the answer A. I0 is 0, I3 is 1, I1 and I2 are C in. So here we want to connect 0, here C in, here C in, here 1. If we do such connection, C out will provide the carry out of full adder from this output of this 4:1 multiplexer output. Hope you are able to follow. This is another question from GATE 2015. A 3-bit pseudo-random number generator is shown. Initial value of the output y, y2, y1, y0 equal to 111. The value of output y after 3 clock cycles. Simply we want to analyze what is the output of y after 3 clock cycles by assuming the initial values of outputs are 111. Can you analyze and tell me the answer from the circuit diagram? The output of the first flip-flop is given as input for second, output of second is given as input for the third, and output of second and third are connected to XOR gate. The output of XOR gate is connected to as input of the first flip-flop. Any guess? It is relatively simple circuit only. The initial values are 111. So this 1 and 1 shifted to the next 2 flip-flops, and 1 XOR 1, that is 0. Then this 0 1 shifted to the next 2 values. This 1 XOR 1 becomes 0. This 0 0 shifted to next places. This 0 XOR 1 becomes 1. So as per the question, after 3 clocks, the answer is 100. The steps are very simple. We have taken initial value 111. The output of first flip-flop transferred to next. Second flip-flop transferred to third. The output of second and third, we are making XOR function given as input for the first one. So 1 1 available here. This 1 XOR 1 becomes 0. This 0 1 shifted here. This 1 XOR 1 becomes 0. This 0 0 shifted here. This 0 XOR 1 output 1. So after 3 clocks, we are getting the final answer equal to 100. So the answer is D. Simply we want to analyze and we are matching the answer. This is another interesting question from GATE 2015. An SR latch is implemented using TTL gates. The set and reset pulse inputs typing mistake. Set and reset pulse inputs are provided using push button switches. It is observed that circuit fails to work. Actually, a circuit is constructed, but for the purpose of SR latch, but the circuit is not properly working as a SR latch. So we want to troubleshoot the circuit. By troubleshooting the circuit, we want to find how it will properly work as SR latch. 4 options are given. By using these 4 options, one of the option will troubleshoot the circuit and that will make the circuit to work properly as SR latch. It is also a tricky question. Let us analyze. So this is the circuit given. So in this circuit, I am giving the answer directly for the purpose of saving time. So in the option, when we are connecting 5 volt to ground, I am discussing the 4th option directly. Here we have connected the input as 5 volt. Suppose if we connect the 5 volt to ground, that means this place is connected to ground. When it is connected to ground, both S and R equal to 0, 0. When both S and R equal to 0, 0, and when it is connected to ground, we can see that there will not be any change in the output. We can say it as no change or hold. When the input is connected to ground and S equal to 0 set and reset equal to 1, at that time we can see that the circuit is reset. When set equal to 0, the switch is open. When reset equal to 1, the switch is closed. And if we follow the output of this inverter, at the time we can see S equal to 1, R equal to 1, S equal to 0, R equal to 1, reset, Q will become 0. When S equal to 1, R equal to 0, Q will become set. When both S and R equal to 1, when both are on, we cannot define. So the simple method is we want to actually analyze the circuit for all 4 possible combinations, or if we know the SR latch diagram already, that will be helpful for us to find the answer more quickly. If you do not remember, we have to check all the 4 combinations one by one. And after checking the 4th combination, that means after changing this 5 volt to ground. So if it is connected to ground, if this switch is closed means we are getting 0 here, that is the meaning. So this is the logic. So the correct answer is D. Thank you. We will continue in the tomorrow session in the same time. Thank you all.